Hello. So you may have, if you're watching this, probably what happened is you met some guy on the street or girl on the street and she gave you one of these, right? So this is a beautiful book. This is Vedic literature, and you'd be surprised by the looks of it. This book is 5,000 years old. Okay, maybe not this specific copy, but the information that's inside. That's why it's originally in this ancient language known as Sanskrit. Now, for those of you out there who are really clever, in the back of the book, there's actually a Sanskrit pronunciation guide. And I met one person on the street who was so fascinated by the Sanskrit and the opportunity to learn Sanskrit just from the book that now he's doing a PhD in Oxford in Sanskrit. So literally, just from this and in the front, you can begin to learn the Sanskrit language. Now, this book specifically, Bhagavad Gita, is the Song of God, and it was spoken 5,000 years ago on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. Now, you might think 5,000 years ago, what's the relevance to me today, right? How can anything that happened 5,000 years ago be relevant in 2009 or 2010? This is the new age, we need something new and exciting. But most things haven't changed. The same emotions are there in the human beings. We still all experience disease. We still all experience, traumas due to natural disasters. We still have to deal with families, friends, and relatives. The same troubles are there. And this book is the ultimate success guide for living life. And the way that it's presented is a conversation between Krishna and his dear friend Arjuna on this battlefield. And you can see that this battle is taking place. There are millions of people, and they're right in the middle of it. And Krishna is speaking to Arjuna because Arjuna has kind of become a little depressed. He's become a little despondent. He doesn't know what to do. He's in such anxiety in life that he's seeking answers. He really wants to know, what is the point and purpose of this life? What am I meant to do in this situation? And he approaches Krishna, and Krishna begins to speak with him. So this is an amazing story, phenomenal. There's a little introduction to the story at the beginning that you can read, that will called Setting the Scene. And then you can get into the, the story. Now, a couple of words of caution. You'll probably want to stick to reading just the bold translation of the Sanskrit. Now, these books can be used in many different ways, like textbooks. But if you stick to just reading the translations, at least for each chapter, or maybe even all the way through the whole book, it'll really set up an understanding of what's happening and what's going on. Then you can come back and read the bold and read here what are called purports, or deeper explanations given by the founder Acharya, His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Now, when I first received the book myself, the person who gave me a book on the street, this was the first picture that he showed me. And for me, as soon as I saw this picture, I realized that this was the truth. Understanding the eternal nature of the soul, that the soul continues. In all the world's religions, it's explained that the soul is eternal, and the relationship with God is eternal. And when I saw this picture, I began to understand. Later, more and more, I've understood that actually, if people had more knowledge about this, just simply this picture, then many of the world's problems could be solved. Because the issue here is that we have a concept of ourselves as a body, but the body is temporary and it's always changing. No matter what color this body is, or what sex this body is, or what nationality this body is, the body is always changing. It comes into existence, stays for some time, and eventually dies. So all ideas of wars just because of differences between bodies, it's useless, because the nature of the soul, everyone underneath is a spiritual being. So these are just some basic principles from this book that can be gained. Laws of karma, reincarnation, things like that. So if you've got the book, open it up now. Have a read. Go for it. Just try 1 or 2 chapters. I think you'll find that it really makes a lot of sense. Good luck.